opting into a little bit too readily, and I think that this composition, while still providing you with avenues in the mid-game, Leona Ashe can obviously lock down targets very well. You can snowball objective fights with a Viego with a single good cannon ult, and the setup is there. And when you add Faker in as well. But there's still ample scaling, right? And yeah, I don't love playing Kalista.
This is not great. As Teddy, of course, with a Frost Shot, going to be very happy. Even manages to get the ward down. There's the flash. The follow flash comes through, and Teddy, welcome back to the main roster. First blood solo kill. Finds him, and there's just nowhere to walk. Here, taking off half of his health bar in exchange for 0 of his own. And that is going to be Rift Scuttler taken on the bottom side by the bottom lane of T1, and Ona did secure the top side one. So Diana not being able to extend her lead as Ona looking for a bit of a dive here onto Summit. Only half a Naba. This is going to be dangerous. Puts down the mist, and Summit does flash away. Sandbox are just going to back away into the fog of war. Croco is up here towards the top side. Maybe not the opportune time for Kana to make his way in, but he does have a ward just south of him. So he should be okay. Actually kiting around the other side as there's the slicing Maelstrom. Summit in so much trouble. The Nabar's almost up, but he needs one more auto. And now Croco getting chased down. This cannon is so powerful. Mark of the Storm's going to work out as Faker not going to go for the ult. As Ona now diving on forward, Fate is going to get stunned up, but is going to be able to push them away as Summit going to get some flashes, but doesn't invest the ulti himself. Some very low health bars on both sides. But no one to go down just yet as now Teddy chasing effort.
Lesser moments yesterday, but large and about still one of the main carries for that Afrika roster. At the same time, especially when Kana is on comfort and this cannon now clearly added to that list as well, he has shown how to handle himself in team fights, and this is a setup that is being looked for 5 versus 5.
Yeah, all of Liv Sandbox still waiting on the wings, but the eye's going to get poked of Shelly, and she's down very low already. Croco pretty far away from this one. Moonfall in hand. There's the smite. There's Carrier going to move on forward. The arrow will connect, and there's no... Oh my goodness! Into the backline goes the cannon. The lightning is cutting them down. The Emperor's Divide's beautiful. The Wombo combo amazing from T1 as Fate will have to flash away. Summit in trouble as well, and the flashes to follow Fate will mean that he can't get out, and Teddy claims another.
And that's a disastrous turn for Liv Sandbox, and honestly, a beautiful play by Kana. And this goes back to, Faker?
Yeah, Faker in trouble here as Summit looking to try and lock him down. He will be able to do so. So, really altered the game state in one bit. As now Effort chasing after, does get the flash forward as there's the Moonfall from Croco. Teddy going down very, very low as Faker is in position. Teddy still alive for now as the culling comes through, but Fate can't walk through the wall, and Teddy, he's out of there. Now the rest of T1 trying to survive. Emperor's Divide not necessarily working fantastically, but Effort will eventually go down. And Teddy, he's still alive somehow, wandering up through the forest as now Kana trying to get out of this one. He is going to get smashed down there by Summit with the wallop as Owner is going to flash after him. There's the stun, there's the kill and the possession.
Vince doesn't get his rent resets, isn't able to get a lot more done as Effort is...
Oh dear. Yeah, Effort could be in trouble here. Doesn't have his unbreakable will. There's the exhaust. They do back away. Teddy actually getting out of there. Will give the kill over to Owner potentially, but no, Effort is just given a way out. Nope, the stun comes through, and he is going to die. Find it interesting.
Combo, and that never really becomes a problem. And that is something that could have happened to T1, right? Had Liv Sandbox not fallen behind as early and as two. And unfortunately, the answer is nothing. It's just a lost summoner.
Well, maybe an arrow to the face, because now without that cleanse, it's going to be very difficult for Prince to survive. As Shirley going to make a visit here to the mid lane. 17 minutes onto the clock. This should be this turret falling down pretty comfortably, as Owner is just going to continue eradicating Croco's jungle of anything that can give Croco money. As the arrow, not going to connect there. Croco going to be able to use his dash cannon to get himself out of the way. As Shirley gets another charge. Zoning arrow to come through there, I guess you could say. As this tower, not long for the world. As they are just going to stick around and take that one down.
Shuffle to split up the fight. Teddy is almost has a wit's end as well. And he is both a summoners, so that's horrible. Or you just re-engage on them, because your engage is also insane.
Well, now Teddy very close to having his ult back up. Carrier's got his, lands it pretty nicely there onto Prince. Now the counter engage to come through as Carrier suffers only half of his health bar, but decides he wants to go back in again. Flashes away. Prince is going to keep himself alive as Teddy off to the side will get Fate's called for the knock-up. The arrow is going to connect, but it's onto Effort, who had his ulti, but I think the T1's wallets are just a little bit too heavy. As into the backline goes Canna and eviscerates the members of Live Sandbox, still here standing, as Effort now just straight towards the top side of the map, and Summit wasn't even here.
That's not okay, Oni. You can't both have Diana and Viego. That's not allowed.
Yeah.
And by the end of the fight, it doesn't even matter anymore, and my hat's off, because this maybe change up our draft, because that is something that, especially in the best of 5, even more so than in the best of 3 scenario, needs to happen. You can't draft this same type of comp.
Oh, arrow will connect there onto Fate. There's the chain CC and an extraordinarily dead Lucian, and now Owner has decided that he wants to be the champion. Prince going to be taken down as well. The possessions will continue. It's a possession procession here in the mid lane as T1 will move over to the Baron. As T1, I apologize for that. That was not great. Starting off strong here, Chronicler, don't you worry, as the Baron is now going to be under fire. T1 wanting to use this to finish off the game.
I was going to give you some positive feedback. I actually loved it, but you didn't even give me the opportunity. You had to take that away from me, like this Baron is getting taken away from Live Sandbox. T1 take everything. And there's scenarios where trading a Dragon for Baron, rather, for a Drake is not worth it.
But now they should be able to crush whichever structure they decide to take.
And as mentioned previously, especially when the sums are up, T1 can afford to move in this far because they have so many anti-dive tools. I say his carrier is about to face check, knowing full well that everyone is there, because he had the scanner up. But look at this control. There is no opportunity for a flank from Summit, you know, like a mega gnaw opportunity. Everything that you try to do here as Live Sandbox will be telegraphed, and that makes it so much harder to find these type of clutch, we need to get a miracle, we're 10k gold town type of plays. And it's something like, if T1 doesn't allow it to happen, which currently they're clearly not.
Oh, look at Faker here just holding this siege minion. That T1 just cheating between the top and mid turrets, or top and mid lanes, to make sure that Live Sandbox will always be spread too thin and they will always have the inside track to get towards these areas. It's a really great play. The arrow is going to fly majestically towards the Nexus. Unfortunately, you don't do damage to the Nexus with your arrow, just soaring through past its turrets. But I liked the attempt. Here's a flash forward though, not going to find the stun, as Owner's going to get headbutted out of there. Carrier now possibly in trouble as the Empress Divide lands onto so many, and into the backline goes Canna. Summit looking for Teddy, but now he has to get out of the way. Teddy flashes after him, the wallop comes through, but Teddy, oh, he's going to fall in the end. Avoids the boulder, but can't avoid the massive auto attacks here of the Gnar. Meanwhile, the rest of T1 will mop the floor with Live Sandbox. So it was all a cunning ruse in the end. And now, with this Baron buff and multiple siege minions, they're looking to try and break these Nexus turrets. It's only Summit and Croco left available. No Moonfall, no Gnar available either. It looks like it is just going to be both of the Nexus turrets and T1 backing away.
Well, Teddy makes his first mistake of the game. It prevents them from ending. It shouldn't have a bigger impact on this game as a whole. Game from T1. And it's early, it's just everything. The early control, the fights, the skirmishes, the reads on Live Sandbox.
I think like the Ashe lane into Kalista is already way too hard for Kalista, but if you give your opponent an early longsword by dying against your opposition,
and having no
it
flash,
skews the game so extraordinarily far. As now we're going to have possibly the final fight. As there's the Emperor's Divide to get rid of Effort. He's thrown away Fate's Call. Will keep him alive, but it's not going to work out for Croco, as Canna with his slicing Maelstrom moving towards him doesn't really do too much with it. However, stops anyone from being able to attack T1. There is no defense for this Nexus, and T1 will obliterate Live Sandbox in game 1 of this best of 5.
We even see the flex there, the Sandbox logo coming out, and welcome back, Teddy.
Yeah.